Hello friends, my name is Tim and today we're going to be discussing the Atkins diet. In the 1960s, while a majority of the American population were either at war in Vietnam, protesting against the war in Vietnam, or out there in the paddocks tripping on acid, Robert T. Atkins, MD, had other concerns. He was concerned that carbohydrates were causing the ever-expanding waistlines of everyday Americans. He decided to do something about it. As mentioned earlier, Atkins' concern was that America's ever-expanding waistline was due to an excess amount of carbohydrates being consumed by the everyday person. The diet consists of a 4-step process. Step 1 is the induction phase and lasts for approximately 2 weeks. This phase requires the dieter to drastically cut the amount of carbs consumed to only 20 net grams of carbohydrates per day, while promoting high levels of consumption of protein-rich foods such as cows, pigs, sheep, chickens, and anything else you can get your hands on. The stage also allows for the unlimited consumption of butters and creams and anything rich in fat. It is suggested that during this phase the dieters will experience major weight loss, leaving them feeling revitalised. Yay! The second step is to manage the ongoing weight loss. This phase introduces more nutrient-dense and rich foods such as nuts, beans, and berries. The first week of this phase allows for the increase of daily carbs from 20 net carbs to 45 net carbs. The subsequent weeks allow for an additional 5 net carbs per day until weight loss stops. The third phase is the pre-maintenance goal. The phase begins when the diet is within 2.3 to 4.6 kilos of their target goal weight. This phase involves an increase of 10 net carbs a day until weight gain increases again. The dieter is then required to drop back to the previous carb intake levels. The idea here is to level out weight loss to less than 0.5 kgs a week until weight is neither lost or gained. Step 4 is the ongoing lifetime maintenance of the physique. This phase begins when the dieter reaches their target weight and is most likely to succeed if they keep to the carb levels that were realised during the pre-maintenance phase. If they can do this, they will be rendered forever sexy. The Atkins diet is what's known as a ketotic or ketogenic diet, which is a diet which is high in proteins and low in carbs. The science behind the diet is to transform the body's metabolism from a sugar-burning metabolism to a fat-burning metabolism. When carbs are consumed, the body transforms them into glucose to be burned for energy. When the body is starved of carbohydrates, it needs to find another energy source. This is when the body enters a metabolic state known as ketosis. Ketosis is when the stored triglycerides in our system are burned for energy. What happens is the fatty acids travel to the liver and the liver produces ketones, which can then be used as energy. There are 3 major ketones. Acetoacetate is created in the liver through the breakdown of the triglycerides. From there, acetoacetate can either be transferred into beta-hydroxybutyrate or BHB, which is transferred to the blood and used as energy. Or the other byproduct is acetone, which is generally expelled by the body through breath or urine. So how the Atkins diet scientifically works is that it requires the dieter's body to be in a permanent state of ketosis. This means that the body will always resort to burning the fat stores rather than carbohydrates. So does the Atkins diet work? Not for vegetarians, not for vegans, and not for anyone else who would prefer to see our 4-legged little hoof buggers gallop around the paddock rather than end up on the plate. Some controlled studies have shown that whilst on the first 2 weeks of the Atkins diet, you can potentially lose up to 6.8 kilograms of weight. This is largely due to the depleted glycogen stores. We all know that glycogen is responsible for water retention within our system. There is also some conjecture that ketosis is a dangerous metabolic state. This is not necessarily the case, as it is one of the body's natural functions. People tend to get ketosis confused with ketoacidosis. Ketoacidosis is a condition where the body's ketone levels are abnormally high. This is when the ketones begin to poison the body and could potentially be fatal. The diet claims that it is not bad for the heart at all and significantly decreases the blood's triglycerides. It also claims to lower blood pressure and also claims to increase HDLs, which are the good cholesterols. Like many other low-carb, high-protein diets, the first 2 weeks come with some pretty significant side effects. These include dizziness, fatigue, nausea, bad breath, and it will make your fart smell like a pig's ass in Penrith. Now you have to consider that these are pretty significant side effects for a diet to put up with, and you also got to consider the poor dieter's partner and whether or not they're going to be able to put up with the constant Dutch ovens they're getting every night. These are a lot of changes for the body to go through in 2 weeks, and unless you got metal, I can't see you getting through it. So, is the Atkins diet bogus? Yes and no. It depends on where you're standing. If you're an individual who has incredible willpower and manages to get through the first phase of the diet, then you're well on track to getting through the rest of it. Don't forget then too, you got to have enough willpower to constantly count carbs for the rest of your life.